So at this school, we run a 15-year rollout maintenance program, and you can imagine that that process is fairly hectic and involved. And we have to also run a procurement system that is fair and equitable and that gets the school the best price, the best service all the time in everything we do. Another thing that you have to think about when you want to do fair and appropriate tendering, you must worry about personal bias, and you must worry about, are you reaching companies you otherwise don't know because they're not in your own ambit. The best way to do that is to let someone else run that process and do a fair and equitable and above board and apples to apples kind of a tender, and the system throws out the best 3 or 4 or 5, and then you enter into negotiations with those with Proco's help. And I can indeed say that of the few tenders we've involved with the Proco over the last 3 or 4 years, we have a couple of companies who have won tenders who we didn't know about before the tender process, which tells us that this is the right thing to do. It's professionalized the process, and particularly for a school where there's so much going on all day, every day. So if you can hand some of those processes over to a third-party company, it's a good idea.
We offer schools and other medium-sized organizations a tendering platform so that they can identify the best supplier at the most competitive cost. And having worked in procurement for the last 17 years, I wanted to create a company, Proco, to create a solution that helps schools buy more effectively. Schools currently, unfortunately, do not know how to buy effectively, which means they also spend much more than they should be on goods and services. And if I can find a way to reduce that cost burden and help them reinvest that into the things they need to, education, EdTech, books, facilities, then I'm all for it.
So what we realized was our brand was too limited in what we were doing, so having the program support us in rebranding and becoming Proco has been incredibly powerful in our positioning, and then to walk the journey, to get the support, to get the help, and then be able to make a professional change that's well thought through has been like a highlight.